By now, we all should know the three main tasks that a leader undertakes. Establishing the goals of the organization, providing expertise in setting standards, and defining the company structure and shaping the culture of the business. Now, for all of you who may have forgotten them, let's review the three styles of leadership that any boss may be placed in. Authoritarian or autocratic style, paternalistic style, and finally, democratic leadership. Keeping in mind the characteristics that these three types represent, why don't we try to identify the managing style existing in such a successful, well-known, and long-standing company as Microsoft? It is said that, unlike most companies, Microsoft actually assumes its employees are smart. Where does this revolutionary idea come from? To find the answer, we have to go back to the beginning. Bill Gates and Paul Allen, the co-founders of Microsoft, were very bright computer geeks who could take a computer apart, write software, and understand new technology. In the early days, the management style of the fledgling company was a little loose, in Allen's words. The partners shared every decision and alternated tasks so often that who did what remained unclear. Allen tended towards the new technology and new products, whereas Gates leaned towards negotiations, contracts, and business deals. This division of labor is interesting in view of Gates' later reputation as the supreme nerd, the man to whom technology is all.
A great number of these new machines will be connected to networks, which will allow for group productivity, where you're exchanging information as well as preparing it on your own machine. This new generation will enable a whole new set of applications. In fact, there'll be hundreds and hundreds of great applications that take PCs much further than they've gone before and allow us to move towards this exciting vision of a machine on every desktop.
As Gates and Allen developed management skills on top of their technical expertise, they sought other technical experts, some of whom, over time, would likewise evolve into managers. This corporate style is unchanged. Microsoft management is highly professional, but is inseparable from other professional skills, much as in the early days.
About a year after that, I hired a friend of mine from college, Steve Ballmer, who was very good at hiring people. And so he could see that we had more projects that we wanted to do than we could. And he was able to almost double the size of the company in people every year for the next 5 years. When Steve came in, I was spending more time with him because the business side was important, managing and organizing, and what were we going to do about international. And so it was great that Steve was smart enough and personable enough that even though he didn't have a technical background, the programmers accepted him.
Two other enduring features of Microsoft's management style developed early on. Firstly, the employees were actively involved in key management and strategic decisions, taken in very long discussions that lasted for 6 to 8 hours, known as marathons. Secondly, Gates and Allen expected others to copy their habit of working extremely hard and long. Nevertheless, Bill Gates has never lost his stamina. He would spend a significant amount of time not only building and strengthening relationships with customers and suppliers, but also keeping in touch with Microsoft employees everywhere by mail. So what do you reckon? How's the big fish of Microsoft like? Authoritarian, paternalistic, or democratic? To get the answer, please check this video's description. Cheers! Bye bye!